Welcome to Marriage, Let's Talk, hosted by legendary worldwide marriage encounter leader, Father Rosy Rosebrough, featuring Catholic married couples from around the world who demonstrate healthy communication for building better marriages. And now, here's Father Rosy.
Hi, Father Rosy here. I'm glad you could join us today. This podcast is not talking about marriage. It is where we're going to share how to create a better marriage through communicating feelings in authentic ways. We'd like to welcome you this evening to Marriage Let's Talk. We have Kevin and Wendi O'Brien from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And they were just talking about their kids this summer. And Wendy's doing all the transportation of Lyft and Uber everywhere for all the kids who do not drive. How many drive?
We have two that are driving.
Without parents?
Both without parents. They both have their license full time. They share a car, and we have three that are not driving. So still have to cart them around.
Who's the first driver chosen? The kids or you?
Oh yeah, the girls always prefer us to drive.
Oh yeah, if they can. Although our third, she likes to run around with the. So our number 2 and number 3, they've got a real close relationship with each other, and so number 3 is always trying to get number 2 to take her all these different places and go get treats and things like that. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yes. Are they playing any sports this summer? The 5 girls?
No summer sports. Our littlest has been taking ballet for the first time, so she's been enjoying that. And then everybody else has been working jobs and hanging with friends. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Well, tonight we have Kevin and Wendi, and your subject is
our sexual relationship.
Okay. You can go ahead and begin.
Sure. Okay. Would you like to start, my dear? Ladies first.
Kevin, your most endearing quality today is your dedication to exercise so you can be healthy for our family. Thank you for loving us. What is my greatest fear about our sexual relationship? My greatest fear is that there will, at some point, be an obstacle we can't overcome. This would look like us looking at a tall wall we have to climb. I hear the children's rhyme, can't go under it, can't go through it. This would be me with a tricky math problem, and I don't think a solution exists. You and I are the opposite. You always know there's a solution. It would feel like binoculars against my eyes. I want them to show me the future, or at least what's over the next rise. My fear tastes dry, like plain flour. It is a dull gray color. When I really focus on my fear, I get a sinking feeling in my chest and that sting in my eyes of tears. My intensity is around a 7 on a scale of 10. You are the love of my life and my greatest gift from God. Thank you for giving me your heart. I love you, Wendi.
I love you. Right? My beloved Wendi. Oh, now I can see what I'm seeing. My beloved Wendi. Your most enduring quality today is your continued support of my exercise habit. Your support to me it really empowers me, and it's very much needed. Thank you. So what is my greatest fear about our sexual relationship? My greatest fear is that our lovemaking becomes boring and mechanical, and then you lose interest and your willingness to continue making love. This fear is similar to the start of a horror film for me, where everything seems fine, but you're on edge for when the horror is actually going to begin. Every little bit, you overanalyze every little thing. This fear would feel like an itchiness all over, and scratching doesn't help. It would sound like a constant buzzing in your ears that never goes away. It would taste like a super dry mouth. Physically, it's like a low grade fever where you're on edge and you just can't get comfortable. In nature, this is that beautiful island in the Caribbean that we found where we were swarmed by mosquitoes the moment we stepped into the trees. So my intensity for this is a 6. I love you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so yours was a 6, and I ranked mine a 7. But gosh, they seemed so similar in their intensity.
So, I know sometimes this is more of a sensitive subject for you, but I would like to delve into your feelings further if you wouldn't mind, if you feel
Yeah.
comfortable sharing it.
Yeah.
So, why don't we go ahead and dialogue on yours if that's okay?
Okay.
So, we'll let her see if I can. I wanted to tease out a couple of the other thoughts you had talked about in here. So, so you talked about that you get the sinking feeling inside your chest and the sting in your eyes like before tears.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe that a little bit more for me? Or
Yeah, like as I was writing and I started to like take a moment to be like, okay, what, getting into that feeling and trying to describe it. And I could just feel that like feeling in my chest where everything like started to kind of like cave in and feeling like, and it's those tears, right? Like tears don't come so easily for me
Mhm.
these days, but they just like, I can just feel like that stinging sensation, kind of like, so it made the feeling definitely more intense when I was like really thinking about it and not trying to be like, but everything's going to be okay. Right? Like
we always do.
the fear really is, yeah, something that would be taken away. I could tell like it was almost that sense of this is a gift you're given and you're not appreciating it right now. Like it could be taken away. So like that fear of losing it.
Okay, so this is kind of I was going to try to go there for a minute. So it's not like panic, and it's
Mm-mm.
so there that kind of I can think of that chest gripping there, and it's not like a startled feeling. So it's fear of loss.
You know what? It's the same way I feel whenever we're just like, I'm driving around, like, I don't know, like, within the few blocks of our house and I see a car accident and I think, oh my gosh, that could be one of our girls. Like, I know it's not one
Oh,
of our girls because they're like maybe in the car with me, but like, I have that, like, I have that sinking chest and my eyes start to sting because I feel like they could, we could lose them. Like, they're just, that's a very plot, like, that's an intersection they go through all the time.
all the time, yeah. And they're such new drivers. There's no way to.
So
It's
I guess it is a fear of loss.
yeah, and like there in a way in a sense there's almost no way to prepare or to protect against it. We can't stop them from driving. We can't stop them from going through that intersection. I mean, it's required.
Yeah.
So there's this so the fear in there is that you can't protect against it. Do you have to just let it wash over you? Do you or does your mind kind of just start to sink after that? How do you feel?
No, because after that, it kind of, I can twist back to no, with this, like, not the reality, right? That there's nothing we can overcome, there's nothing we cannot overcome.
Okay.
So it doesn't stay, right? Like,
Okay. All right. Tell me a little bit about the dry taste and why you chose like plain flour.
I don't
How
know,
is that
like,
teasing
I
out?
was seeing like that gray color, like kind of everything gone, and yeah, just the dry, like this dry taste in my mouth, but not necessarily that it was a taste that um a taste that I like that I didn't that wasn't explained, right? Like there was an explanation. Like I had, oh yeah, I just licked the flour off the spoon or whatever, and so it was dry. So I don't know. It
So it's
was,
just kind of it's dry and tasteless. Like there's not a
yeah,
taste that really describes it. Okay.
no,
So it's just very distant there. You said it's like a tricky math problem.
mm,
Do you get that sinking feeling
not
when you
with
do
math
now with
problems.
not with
Yeah.
rock? Okay. So I'm trying to think of how I would feel like this. With this
But kind of a giving up, like math problems. I'm like, maybe it doesn't matter if the train left at that time and comes in at that time, and who cares? Like that one, I do kind of just.
Okay. I'm having a hard time with this one to understand that.
Hmm.
This
So it's
feeling
kind
of
of
it.
a giving up feeling there, and a fear of loss.
Is there a sense of hopelessness with it?
Yeah, like an obstacle that like we're like, man, this one's too big. I'm not sure.
Does it feel like some of the bills we have on the house as far as the repairs that need to be done? And like one, I would feel this way like when I would think about like, where am I going to get the money to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Or like if we had to take out a loan of some kind or something, is it similar to something like that?
Yeah, it is similar to like financial obstacles too.
So it kind of
Yeah.
falls into that same category, that kind of worry about it.
Yeah.
Because that's, I feel
Yeah.
often like that concern and worry about it. What else have I
Yeah.
felt?
That kind
Yeah,
of brings
I
in the
mean,
math problem part
yeah.
and um and it's a big obstacle, but it's something we have to face together.
Mhm.
Like I kind of feel like, yeah, financial.
I like that. Actually, I kind of like that example too, because it's also, you talk about like wanting to be able to see it, to see beyond it, and sometimes it seems like it's so insurmountable we can't ever get past it.
And there's your gray color of like a cloud in front of the picture. And I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're just kind of always wondering. It's somewhat immobilizing. Like I can't go around it, I can't go over it.
Yeah.
I think I'll just sit down for a little bit and cry.
Yeah. Now it sounds like a country song.
Yeah, it does.
I think you got it.
All right. Sorry, let's take the glasses off. Try that
Oh.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of a couple of things that just jumped out at me is that the question about the sexual relationship of expressing that in all kinds of ways. And the absence of it or the sense of being taken away. And not sure if that's one's different than the other. You know, you something the fear
think-
that there's a wall, something happened that I can no longer express making love in the way we used to we took for granted maybe,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
now something's happened. It's just the absence or the fact that something outside of us has taken it away.
I think it's the taking it, at least for me, it's definitely for the taking it away. So I feel like we have a good and a healthy relationship now in that area. And then for it to change or to become more difficult, there's a fear for me there for it. I don't know. It's like in my letter, like I said, if it was to change and suddenly one of us loses complete interest in the other for whatever reason, whatever happens in the world, we work to make sure that doesn't happen as much as we can. But at the same time, it's still a fear of mine.
Gotcha. It's interesting. I asked another couple who took the subject of sexuality a couple of weeks ago, and I asked them, "Have you ever talked about prayer, the gift of making love as a prayer?"
Mm-hmm.
We have thought about it in that way, and our priests have taught us, a lot of times that actually the marital act is it's when you're in a proper and a sacramental marriage, it becomes sacramental itself. It is a prayer. It's something that is very powerful. It's redeeming, even. It's healthy. It's good. It's where it's supposed to be. It's in right order, and so therefore it becomes just enormously powerful and good for us. And it's been wonderful to see that because you kind of grow up, at least in the era that I grew up in, is it's
Don't
often
talk
referred to as
about it.
dirty and gross, yeah, or it's dirty, stay away from it, don't do anything there. And then now all of a sudden it's, hold on a minute, no, actually it's life giving in more ways than one.
And I was I was thinking of many years ago, Chuck Gallagher was challenging a lot of couples that do you use sexual intercourse as a reward versus a healing tool, or in the middle of a standoff or a neutral position, and do you use it as a tool of a gift of making love to draw us closer together to handle the neutral issues or the ones that are hot zone topics. And it's a whole different way to see sexuality as a time to express unity or express joy or express what a beautiful time we had. You were tender to me today. We planned it, but we don't usually see that kind of act of love. We don't call it in nature that I call it from people. We don't call it about making love in the middle of chaos. When we're both lost, when you're both lost, you're talking about, Wendi, about the barrier, or how can we sex it out? How can we face it and go into that darkness or into that absence, and to see how much, how in one sense, how vulnerable we are. Another way, but using all the tools we have to express our love for each other, and find that engagement part that you always want to express. If you're not too tired, overworked, and I always tell people the heart of making love in a relationship for couples is that they have to have, first you have to date. We have to have the time for each other, and not just, well, tonight's our night, like usual. Instead of saying, and get into routines and saying, how do we hunger for each other like you did when you were, before you got married? I want to express who I am. And how to then now express it in a way of respecting the body and realizing the gift you have. I just think that the scene is a prayer and a communication gift, widens out much wider than most of us, we experience that expression. And then talk about it afterwards. What breaks, it's interesting that many times when you have a sudden hurt, or somebody's in the hospital, we put aside our anger or sometimes our revenge spirit, and we crash in there real fast, and we bind. We get it, we go beyond that. Am I right?
Yeah.
But we don't use the sexual love that way. You know what I'm saying? It's outside. It's, somebody, you see somebody in the hospital, all of a sudden you're mad at them for a while, but it's your first cousin or something. You got this stumbling block, but all of a sudden you put that aside, and you really become a part of each other's heart, and you know it.
Yeah.
And you communicate that, and when you can walk away from there differently.
Right.
You may still have an issue, but now you're willing to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we see such a relationship that way.
I don't know if we've ever used it in that sense, but it makes sense because it's such a unitive act. So when the two of you are either at each other or not, hand in hand, I could see how you come together in this unity together, this beautiful moment. And then from there, you can usually, it clears your head in the sense, but it
does.
But now you're walking together. You've been so close together. It's like you're reunited, so then you can face whatever the challenge is together.
Well, that's back to the decision to love.
Right.
It's not a feeling, but we use feelings to withdraw from that love and express it. Isn't it intriguing? As I'm talking to you, I'm not thinking about the whole talks of the weekend experience from the encounter. For those who are just listening, the decision to love is to put the other person first and put ourselves in a vulnerable position so we can soak up in listening and be present to the person's heart, body, and soul, and not just go on our feelings. Well, you hurt my feelings yesterday, you ignored me, and I shared this beautiful gem, and you stomped on it like the pigs with Jules, in the mud, and so that's the last thing I'm going to do with you. And yet maybe exactly what you should do is exactly decision to love, to make love.
Yeah.
I think
because that's a decision. I know the couples who have done this before, it becomes a whole new avenue of communication and decision to love, in a way of going deeper and deeper into their hearts with each other. If you do that, let me know.
Okay.
Because I think that's a powerful gift. It's a decision. And you maybe have, you may even have a sign for you to do that at certain times when I remember a priest, a friend of mine, was belonging to a parish team, and they had this certain something, I don't know if it was a statue or something, that when they was just the staff working on a issue or something, and the pastor had no more power than anybody else, he put that right in the middle of the staff meeting. He put it out, and he always had it available, but he put it right there in the middle. That meant all gloves are off. Everybody can, I'm more important than you are. If something like that would be a sign to you too. If one of you put that sucker in the middle, you need to have sex it out first. Then get to the issue later. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does. That's an interesting way to think of it. I hadn't thought about it in that sense before. So, like I said,
And
I think
and
we'll give
maybe
it a try. We'll let you know.
And once the kids may see what that is, they may have to do it for you. I know some kids are, like a teenage, like 14, 15 age is pretty coy, And those are like, I think you need time in the bedroom. And not just dialogue. And you go,
Oh.
what do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Duh. Yes.
Well, what
Anything
I've
else?
noticed from
Anything
time
else?
to yeah, I was going to say is what I've noticed from time to time as well is that talking about the idea of decision to love and with the idea of somewhat of sacrifice as well is there's been times when either of us is by making this this wonderful act between us a priority in our lives and a priority in our marriage, in being able to say yes when one of us is way too tired or not feeling well or just not in the mood. It's I've noticed how powerful and wonderful, and some of those are some of the best lovemaking that we ever do, is when we say yes in that sense of it's a full giving of, even though I'm not ready to do this right now, or I got a meeting in the morning that I got to get to and I'm stressed about it, but turning and focusing on each other. It's enormously powerful, is what we found.
Yes, gotcha. Anything else you want to add?
I think we're good.
I love you guys very much. Take care of the girls.
We will.
The Lyft driver is available for you anytime you need him, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Father Rosie, thank you so much for inviting us to do this. This has been a wonderful journey to be on with you. Thank you for giving us the honor and the privilege to be here with you.
We'd like to thank this evening for Kevin and Wendi O'Brien for sharing their heart and soul with the topic of what the greatest fear in their sexual relationship. Everybody else, open the blades of grass as they have and experience God's joy each day. Until we meet again. Love you.
Love you too, Father Rosie.
Love you, Father Rosie.
Bye.
God bless.
I'm so grateful for the guests we had today who shared willingly themselves in their dialogue. And thank you for joining us. I look forward to the next episode when I join you again once more.
This has been Marriage, Let's Talk, sponsored by Worldwide Marriage Encounter, the foremost faith-inspired marriage enrichment organization in the world, providing married couples with transformative experiences through couples retreats, small groups, and more. Learn to nurture love in your marriage at wwme.org. Marriage, Let's Talk is a production of Mater Media, the apostolate that offers the Celebrate Catholic Marriage experience to energize and fortify married couples through parish events and the 7-step journey to joy. Find out more at matermedia.org.